What's up, Zach back? I am here in Brazil. I'm actually in the south of Brazil. I'm in a city called Porto Alegre, and I'm actually in the part that's called Moinhos. As you can see on that title over there, you can probably see it elsewhere. But I want to make a video about Brazil. I haven't really taken much time to show what Brazil is like. I'm kind of in the stage of adaptation. I can't really, I guess, like, if anything, everything that I'm experiencing, I'd be sharing with you guys. I wouldn't be able to give you any kind of like background or explanation for the stuff. I'm still kind of like taking it all in. I can't speak the language very well. I can understand a handful of things. I can say a handful of things, but it's not like I understand Spanish. So I'm actually really enjoying that part of my experience in Brazil. I want to make this video in the nice part of town. There's actually not a huge divide from like the nice and the like middle class. From what I can tell, this is like the nicer area as far as I've been informed. It's got, like, you know, pretty good accommodations, I guess, modern buildings, and, you know, you got your I don't know, Sheraton over there, and then a lot of nature integrated. It reminds me of Colombia a lot in that sense. I'd say it feels very reminiscent of like Colombia, like a nice neighborhood in Colombia. And I'm eating a crepe. That's also part of the reason why I want to make this video. I want to be able to check and see if I had Nutella on my face. But Brazil, in a nutshell, has an economy that's kind of like it's the biggest in Latin America. It's got 200 million people, and it uses the currency called the reais, like reals in English. And $1 is approximately equivalent to 4.5 at the moment, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So this crepe, it was a bigger crepe whenever I got it started, cost me around like $5. So that's from the nice part of town. You can have a meal easily for like $4. That's rice and beans and everything else. But I felt like a crepe because America likes a crepe. There's actually a McDonald's. Speaking of America, there's a McDonald's over there. And so the customs in Brazil are pretty like Latino, but Brazilians, I'm not 100% sure if Brazilians consider themselves Latinos or not. It's kind of like one of those gray areas, because Latin is very like Latino. The term Latino, I think, is very strongly tied to the Spanish language. Here you can actually rent bikes for a day for like $2. Also pretty good thing they got going on. And then I'm about to enter into a park. This is a nice park. It's got shade, which is what I'm really into, but it's also got a handful of accommodations. There's like street workouts are pretty popular here. There's a lot of places to do like pull-ups and push-ups and dips and stuff like that. They got a kind of random statue of sorts over there. And yeah, this is another part of Brazil. I'm in the state that's called Rio Grande do Sul. I think that's how it's called, do Sul, or Big River of the South. And this is, I said in my previous video, this is actually a popular spot for Italian and German settlers. So my appearance here is not at all different. Like, it doesn't really grab anyone's attention. It's kind of common. Blonde hair, blue eyes, that kind of stuff, which is interesting. And it's really hot. It's 33 degrees. Cost of living is pretty good. I was getting an apartment in a decent area, pretty well located. Not the nicest part of town, but not by no means uncomfortable. I was paying like $20 a night, so that was a pretty good deal. And in the area where I'm staying currently, it's a little bit. It's this area. I'm paying like $30 a night, but that's like paying on like 3 nights. So I think it would get cheaper over time. But yeah, there's a lookout of the city, and I don't know. I want to share a video with you guys about my first impressions of Brazil. I'm learning Portuguese, and my dream is to become fluent in it. I've already done that in Spanish. I don't know how hard it will be to learn Portuguese after I learn Spanish. I don't know. I think that the two are very different. People say that they're similar, and they are, but that doesn't mean that they're the same thing. So you can speak really well Spanish, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, native Spanish speakers don't understand Portuguese when you talk to them, and vice versa. So I'm trying to bridge that gap. I can read Portuguese almost perfectly, but hearing it is a whole different thing. And there's a handful of words that are false cognates. The biggest thing is there's the chi and the g sound that come from things that you wouldn't think. So ti in Portuguese is like ch, and then the di sound, like anytime you see a d and an I next to each other, is g. So, and then anytime that you wouldn't say, like in English, like a recommendation, in Portuguese it's a recomendação. So like the r's are silent, and then you don't have the sound. The recommendation, the shun ending doesn't exist. So it's a recomendação. And people are nice, food's cheap, good people, beautiful people, and those are my first impressions on Brazil.